Thank you, Vicki. How about applause for Vicki? This is super fun. It's our first announcement in this room, which will be our media room, of course, for our events. And as things get more real, as we get closer to opening day, the more touches we have with Snapdragon Stadium, this just feels really cool. So, Tyler, congratulations. Welcome. On behalf of Mr. Mansour, who I'm sure is watching on the Zoom, and the Mansour family, along with Saquon and Chairman Martinez, Vice Chairman Muse, Priscilla, thank you for being here. The rest of our ownership group, Brad Termini is here, and just the local support's been fantastic, the support of all our ownership. It's a privilege to represent that group as we announce Tyler as our sporting director and general manager. Another special welcome is to a woman who has many titles, one of which is captain of the women's national team, one is gold medalist, and one is the fiance for Tyler Heaps. Lindsay Horan, welcome to San Diego. Now to Tyler. So over the last year, I've had the privilege to get to know Tyler and work closely with him. He's been a part of every significant football decision that we've made. We've been able to sign 5 players of various backgrounds and various positions. He's been actively involved in our head coaching search, which he can speak a little about. Not actively involved, but leading it. And Tyler has been embedded with our partners at Right to Dream. And you all know how sophisticated the soccer operation is at Right to Dream, and the bold ambition that we have. It's really a both and project. We want to both win and develop young talent in the process. And Tyler's the perfect leader of a both and initiative like this. He understands player development. He understands the nuances of Right to Dream. And he's come to know this market and know what we're up to with this project. So it's a privilege to have you as a partner in this venture. Tyler's as bright a sports executive as I've ever met. A brilliant football mind, and one that is matched with a great ability to communicate, to listen, to collaborate, which is so key in this challenge that we have. And then you marry that with a commitment to process, a commitment to data and analytics, and then the heart to bring us the right kind of talent and put together 25 players in the next 200 days. It's a real challenge, but we know he's up to it. And we can't think of a better leader of our football operations. So Tyler, welcome.
Thank you. First off, thanks, Tom. Thanks to our ownership group, Mr. Mansour, Lutfi, and all the Mansour family. Chairman Martinez and the Saquon tribe, as well as our local owners. I'm ecstatic to be in this position, to have this opportunity, and I want to just say a thank you to you guys for your trust in me and seeing what I can bring to this fantastic organization. It's a proud moment for me to sit up here. It's been many years, although it hasn't seemed like so many, but my gray hairs probably show a few more. Look, I'm coming into this fantastic city. We need to be a part of this community. That's first and foremost for us. I have to sit here and say we would not be San Diego FC without what's come before us here. You've got Soccer's 1904, Loyal, Spirit, and then what the Wave now have obviously taken on that task and what we plan on continuing to grow on that. So we want to be a member of this community. It is my job to make sure our players understand that whenever we sign first team players here and that they're embedded in this community. We owe it to the youth clubs that have done so much, to get us to this point. There are professionals from San Diego all over the world. Our goal is to keep some of those here in San Diego if that's the right pathway for them. And we owe it to the 60-plus youth clubs that make this city so fantastic from a football standpoint. So looking forward to continue to build on that. And it's my job to make sure that we have that winning culture and we develop that winning culture. We are an expansion side, but we have every intent to be successful and to do it from year one, but also to build that success so that it's sustainable over many years. I think that's what's important for us. Is football is a very erratic game, and for us and for our right to dream culture, we want to make sure that we have that sustainability and have that plan to make sure that we push forward in that regard. And I think we probably are the expansion side that has the most in-depth football style of play, and we want to bring that here to San Diego. We want to play football in a way that is exciting, that excites the fans. We want to score goals, and we want to play a way that makes this city proud. And we'll do that obviously through innovation. We'll do that through different ways. Tom mentioned my background in data. Our plan is to make efficient decisions. Our plan is to attack the market and to try to bring players here to San Diego that can thrive. So yeah, look, very excited to be here. It's a fantastic organization, and there's no doubt that I've picked the right group of people to do it with.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tyler. We'll now open it up for questions from media in the room. We'll start here. Daisy, if you can hand the mic over. If you can state your name and your media organization, please.
Hello, good morning. Tony Sanchez, San Diego Punto Fútbol. Just first of all, congratulations, but I want to just get the insight on how you plan on marrying and managing your style of analytics in soccer with the intangibility in the nature of the sport, and also what's next on the roster building. Patty McNair is here. You have that defensive veteran. What's coming up next for you?
Yeah, thanks, Tony. I think soccer as a sport, right? Analytics has boomed in other areas. It's boomed in baseball. It boomed in basketball. And soccer is such a unique sport, and it's very low scoring. So data isn't always the easiest things to use. And the way I look at it is, I grew up in finance, and the way you make investments is to try to use information to make better decisions, and it's the same in football. So any times that you can try to minimize risk and make sure that obviously you can have a better idea, but obviously context comes into all of that. So it's about combining those two things, I think, which is really important. And the way I've always positioned myself in this sport is that how do we get as much information as possible so we're making intelligent decisions, but also marrying that with the context that is so crucial and important in football. And in terms of a squad build, look, we're active at the moment. We're doing a lot of monitoring, a lot of stuff that probably you guys don't see in the media, but that's what we need to do as an expansion side. We obviously need to prepare for the expansion draft. We know that a large contingency of our players will come from MLS just based on the rules of an expansion team. But we're also, similar to how we signed Patty, we're looking for opportunities in the market. And he became an opportunity. He's somebody that really wanted to explore outside of England. And I think he saw the value of what we were trying to do here. And I think he fits a lot of what we're looking for in a center back. A ball-playing one, a modern-day one that can step into midfield if he needs to. He can play on the left, he can play on the right, so he checks a lot of boxes in terms of what we're looking for from an expansion side.
We'll go over here. Elias, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, Tyler. My name is Elias Awad. I work for Univision San Diego. According to the countdown, it's 190 days to the kickoff. Wow, exciting. Every day is close to the big day. You're going to be in charge to select the head coach. What kind of head coach would you like to have? What kind of person you have in mind? And again, as Tony said, when you're going to be that's announcements and for more players, any news? Because people outside is expecting who's going to be the coach and more players. Thank you.
It's a good question. I probably imagine that would be the first or the second one. Look, I think we are extremely happy with how our process for head coaches went. We have talked to many head coaches, and we are very close to coming to an agreement with one very soon. So I think from our side, it was about using our network. We have a vast network around the world. So we tapped into that. We tapped into data and insights to try to find head coaches that could fit the way we wanted to operate here in San Diego and what we want the team to look like. And similar to my opening remarks around the community, we need somebody that embraces this community. and comes into San Diego and also is willing to open their arms and be embedded in that. So I think from our head coach, you can expect somebody that wants to play the way we see football. We want to control the games with the ball. We want to be dynamic. We want to do everything with scoring goals in mind. And so having a coach that shares similar values in that. And we need somebody that obviously is going to be able to be the face of this team in 2025 and beyond. And that they're very confident in the way that they see how they want to play and how they want to proceed. So from a head coaching standpoint, I think you can expect to see something in the coming weeks in which we'll have an announcement very soon as we start to finalize that process. And from a player standpoint, yeah, that's the question everybody. I think Mr. Mansour asked us, where are our players? And it's a good question. I think the timing of MLS is difficult. You probably saw it with the window closing last night is the MLS window offsets with the European window. And so getting deals done in the summer in the middle of the season is challenging. And from our standpoint, from an expansion side, we don't have a team for these players to play on in the next 5 months. So we are actively in conversations with many players, with many clubs. And from our standpoint, it's about finding the right time to make that work. And look, January 11th is the start of preseason, and that's when we fully expect to have as many players as possible. Obviously, MLS is a bit unique in that the window stays open until April, so it'll allow us to see a couple of games and really to hone in on where our strengths and weaknesses are, because you can look at it on paper, but until you start really playing those games and understand that, we want to allow ourselves some flexibility in those first few months as an expansion side to still be able to make changes.
We'll go back there with
And
Frank.
Tyler, Frank Jefferson from Fox 5. You got more than 10 years of experience, just having different jobs in pro soccer. And I want to know, what is the biggest aspect that you've taken from over a decade of experience into just everything that you have to do in such a short amount of time coming up for this club?
Yeah, it's a good question. I probably never expected to come in to a role like this. Look, you have a blank slate, and I think it's incredible and it's amazing, but it's also challenging. It's challenging because you're not plugging gaps. You're trying to create gaps to plug, if that makes sense, in terms of hiring every single role and finding what works and how people blend together. I think from my standpoint, I come at this role like I've come at every other one I've went into. I'm trying to learn, just like everybody else is, I think. Nobody has all the right answers. There's no blueprint to do expansion. The way Nashville did it was different than the way Inter Miami did it, which is different than the way that Cincinnati chose to do it. So from our standpoint, I think we have a luxury in that we have the group and the support of Right to Dream and FC Nordschland and the academies that we have. And so we need to make sure that we are aligned to those principles, because that's what we believe in from a football standpoint. And how do we find like-minded people to make sure that we're on the same path together?
Any other questions from media in the room? If not, we're going to go to Zoom. We're going to take a question from Emor Villa with Diario AS. Emor, go ahead.
Hi guys, congratulations. Thanks for your time. You were talking about the new coach, right? And yesterday we saw a rumor about Jimmy Lozano. And you saying that you are looking for someone who sees the football like you, and I mean Jimmy is a young coach. Now you have the younger sports director on MLS. So Jimmy could be fixing with you right away. What can you tell about this coach? And if he's like someone on your radar?
We're a popular club to link with. I can say that, and I think it's good for the brand. It's very good for the brand because we've been linked with any and every player, as well as numerous coaches, and with Jimmy being one of them. Look, I think we know Jimmy very well from the organization. He is one that for sure has come across our desk multiple times in terms of discussion points. And I think what I will say is that we're in the finalists and we're very happy with the candidates there. And when we're ready to announce that candidate, I think that will be very soon.
We'll now take. Thanks, Emor. We'll take a question from Daniel Olea. Daniel, go ahead.
Hey, Tyler, congratulations in the your position. Knowing the work of Mr. Penn in his previous MLS team, for sure he knows he sees something on you that you can build this San Diego franchise, not just into a new club and a winner club. How you can balance it out the urgency to become a winning team, a winning franchise with the same compromise to building young stars? Thank you.
That's a very good question, and I'll echo the point of the people that you surround yourself with. And Tom, in his previous experience, has been a fantastic mentor for me. It's part of the reason why I think this job is so special. Is that there's Tom, there's Mads from Right to Dream, there's Lutfi, there are Cody in his group. There are many people that I can surround myself with and have their experience and take on that experience and continue to learn from. So first and foremost, having his experience in previous expansion as well as across the NBA and a number of other roles is really important for me and one I cherish and will continue to lean into as we build out this franchise. This is the most difficult question in football. I think everybody wants to do it at the moment. It's that balance between player development and winning. And I think we, as a group, have had success doing it. Obviously at FC Nordschland, they are the youngest team, second youngest team in Europe last season, and obviously we're in the Conference League and had a lot of favorable results. And so leaning into the people there is extremely important, but MLS is also a different nature and a different beast. And so from our standpoint, it's about getting the right players. It's about getting players that we believe in and we think have untapped potential, getting players that we think can fit and excel in our style of play. And it's finding that right balance, because as you've seen from our previous signings, we've got a lot of very good experienced players that have been in locker rooms, and I think that's extremely important to have that initial success. But now it's about how do we find those players as we build our academy here in San Diego that can complement them and continue to grow.
Tom, if I may, what impact do you expect Tyler's experience with Right to Dream to have on the development of this team?
This was a tricky, interesting dynamic that is new to me, which was this idea of having a really experienced football operator with all this investment in a community of academies and clubs. So in Ghana right now, the top talent is being developed to play a certain way. And in Egypt, the top talent's being developed to play the same way. And the same holds for up in Scandinavia, in Denmark. So we're bringing this to North America. So in this whole process of trying to figure out who to lead the football operation, combined with who to coach the team, we need them to embrace that style, that way, all the nuance that comes with it. And as we looked at many candidates for this role, a lot, understand and declare that they have the intention to do that. But we all know that when the rubber meets the road and you get into the pressure of the moment and the pressure of winning, the first thing is just, do you really understand it? Do we really understand what's happening at Right to Dream? And that's the benefit of the incredible, call it graduate school, a year you had embedded with all those folks and, visiting the various locations and understanding what we're truly all about. Tyler understands it better than I do because I haven't had that full year focused in that area. You combine that then with the addition of a head coach, we need our leadership to be right to dreamy and to understand what that really means and be committed to it when the pressure's on, because we're building the greatest academy in North America. We've got our academy established now, establishing it. Over the past 10 days, we had tryouts of over 3,000 kids in San Diego and across the border in Tijuana. And we see great talent, great potential, and have no doubt we're going to be able to build the best talent garden for that specialness to grow. And then on top of our operations sits Tyler to guide and make sure that we give those kids that opportunity in the long haul, and in the short haul, we win. We're going to do both. So I say it with such confidence, and then it's a big challenge, but it's what San Diego deserves, and And then it's sustainable, to your point. When you say sustainable success, that's what we're all really after. We don't need to spike and then drop. You know, it's a ascending pursuit of excellence.
And Tyler, to close things off, what excites you the most about taking on this role at San Diego FC? And do you have a message to San Diego FC fans?
I think it's a combination of everything that Tom just said about Right to Dream, that what excites me about this project, and it's also this fantastic city and community. And I think that's what they deserve. They deserve a team that goes out there and looks and feels like the community and makes them proud whenever we play out there. And I think that's what I'm most excited about. It's seeing that on March 1st here, to be able to come out here and express ourselves and make this city proud. And I think my message to the supporters is, for now, be patient because the players are coming, but also that we will make you guys proud here in San Diego. And obviously it's in my role and my responsibility to get the right people in house in order to be able to do that. So look, cannot wait to continue on this project, but also as we inch closer to January and preseason to start seeing this team come to fruition and here in San Diego.
Thank you both. Congrats, Tyler. We're excited to watch you succeed here in San Diego FC. Thank you.